Alright, what is happening, everybody? Back again. It is Thursday, so that means it is a upper body push day / chest day. We just finished up like 5 minutes ago. These ones are kind of late because I come straight from work. And the gym's always packed on Thursdays after work for some reason. No, not for some reason, I know why, but it's like I'm getting here at like the worst possible time, so it's absolutely slammed when I get here. But so it took me a little bit longer. It's about 9:10 right now. I think I got here at like 6:45 or 6:50 or something like that, so it's been a minute. But solid workout as usual. We started with shoulders. Well, I started first with like the mobility warm-up session for my shoulders and my chest and my triceps and stuff. I filmed those this week, so I had to use a couple different machines than I usually do for stuff. But yeah, so I got like my rotator cuff stuff and kind of like the shoulder rotations and tricep push downs and all that stuff recorded. And then we moved into the shoulder segment of the training session. So we did the deltoid raise, the Nautilus deltoid raise, like I usually do, for 2 working sets. I maxed the machine out today. My shoulders were feeling pretty strong, so took those to pretty much failure on both sets. Not pretty much failure, it was definitely failure because I started hitting partials and then I couldn't go. But then from there we moved into the crossbody cable lateral raises on the cable stacks. I did 2 sets of each arm on those, and then the like the wide grip overhead rotation, like reverse, not reverse, I don't even know what to call it, but it's on the lat row, the lat cable row setup, where I use the wide handle grip. Did 2 sets of those. I bumped the weight up on that a little bit this week. I think it was like 66 pounds or something like that. It's not like substantial weight just because the movement's kind of difficult and you don't want to like, it's not a very like advantageous like position for the joint, so you don't want to like max it out too crazy. You could strain something pretty easily on it, I feel like, at least when I'm doing it. And then from there, the last movement for shoulders, like the dedicated shoulder movement, was the hammer strength shoulder press. I went pretty heavy on that too. I did 3 plates on both sets. Second set I did a drop set to 2 and a 25. So that was solid. Shoulders are definitely cooked after doing that, and then chest. So a lot of pressing today. So after the shoulder sets, we went into chest. Pretty normal chest. I was feeling pretty strong today though, so I bumped the weight up on the Nautilus incline press. I started with 3 plates on that per side. I think I did like 8 or 9 reps on that, and then first set, and then dropped it. Or no, second set we started with 3 plates, and then we did a drop set on that one to 2 and a 25. And that was solid. I did 2 sets on that, and then from there we went into the incline dumbbells this week. I took out the Smith, put in the dumbbells, just wanted to rotate it a little bit, get something new going. And I kind of like, sometimes I'll do both. Sometimes I'll do Smith and dumbbells in the same workout, but today I was feeling the dumbbells, so we went a little bit heavier on the dumbbells. We did the 110s on the incline dumbbell press, and that was solid. I did a ton of reps on that. I think I did like 15 reps on that set. And then from there, we went to the Nautilus decline chest press. And I went pretty heavy there too. I did 3 plates and a 5. The 5 wasn't really super consequential. I was just, progressive overload, doing a little bit more weight than last week. So we took that to failure on the first set. I think I did like 11 or 12 reps. And then next set we did same thing. I think I got 6 or 7 reps, and then I dropped the weight to 2 plates and a 25, and then I dropped the weight again to just 2 plates, and we kind of repped that out. And then that finished the heavy pressing section of chest. And then from there I went into cable crossbody presses. And those weren't really super heavy. I think I did like 44 pounds on the machine that I was on. It was a different one than I usually use, but um, still, light, slow squeeze, kind of slow release. And then I kind of like towards the end started doing more of like a cable fly, like a converging cable fly. Repped those out, did 2 sets of those, and then the last pure chest movement was the pec deck. I went light on the pec deck just because, like I've been telling you guys, like I haven't really been feeling the pec deck lately. It was kind of like my chest was feeling funky when I was doing it. Like I just like my pecs didn't feel right on like the connection into like my front delt, like that area kind of like towards your armpit. It was just feeling kind of weird when I was doing it lately. So I decided to go light, doing pretty slow, get like a good extension or like a slow eccentric and a good contraction at the top. And they felt okay. They still feel kind of weird. And I'm not sure if that's just because I like kind of changed up how I do them. Because for the longest time I was doing them like super straight armed, and then I started doing them with my arm slightly like curved a little bit, like a little bend. And now both ways don't really feel right. So I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll keep tweaking it a little bit and seeing if I can get it to feel right again. But I don't really think it's a huge issue just because I'm doing a lot of other cable-based movements that still feel okay for that kind of like fly movement. But yeah, so that finished up chest, and then on these upper body press / chest days, I do calves, like you guys know. So I did the seated calf raise and the standing calf press. I didn't do any reverse calf raises today. I probably should have, but it was like kind of packed, and the 2 spots that I usually lean up against the wall to do them were kind of occupied. People were doing stuff there, so there wasn't really a great spot. So I might do reverses on my leg day on Saturday, just to kind of get them in there. That front calf, I think it's the tibialis. I think that's what it's called. Because that kind of just adds to the thickness of your lower leg. And then from there, that was the end of calves, just because I only do a little bit of calf volume on these days. And then it was triceps. That was the last thing we did today, was triceps and abs. So triceps started with the seated easy bar tricep extension. Those were good. I think I did 2 sets of those, or no, 3 sets of those with the 100-pound easy bar. After that, we did the hammer strength plate loaded dip. I went pretty heavy on that. I love that machine though, so that's kind of like an easy one for me to go heavy on. I feel pretty strong on it, so not a huge deal. Took that to failure both sets, and then the last 2 tricep movements, we did 2 sets on the standing cable behind the head extension, and I used the V-bar grip this week instead of the easy bar or the straight barbell attachment. And not really a reason. It was kind of just like it felt good, I guess, like, as I tried with a couple of them, and I was like, I think the V-bar feels best this week. So we did 2 sets of those, and the cable stack that I was using was a different one than I usually use. I usually use like the big multi-cable stack setup with like, the lat pull down, and then the regular attachments, and then the cable row on the other side and stuff. But I use like the standalone cable stacks today, and those ones are heavier, I feel like, than the other ones. Like the pulley system's a little bit different, so it was pretty heavy. I think I only did like 85 pounds for my heaviest set on that. And then the last tricep movement was just body weight dips to failure for 1 set, and I think I got like 18 dips or something like that, because I did the first like 10 pretty slow, and then I just kind of burn out once I start feeling it coming, like failure's coming. But and then after that, it was just abs. So for today, I'm gonna do a little bit less of the oblique ab raises, I think, just because I don't really need to build my obliques that much at this point. I think kind of what I have will reveal itself once I get to a lower body fat percentage, and I don't want to like thicken up my midsection unnecessarily. with like ab movements. Like I feel like all my, like heavy squat movements and leg presses and stuff will do that eventually. So I don't want to do anything else that's going to exacerbate it. But yeah, so we did that, and then we did a little bit of side plank just to keep everything tight. And like I said, I'm not really going to do a ton of that anymore. I'll probably just do front planks because I threw front planks in today too. And then yeah, that was the workout. So pretty solid overall. My Thursday ones are usually pretty good. Like I'm kind of beat up from the week, but I'm kind of always like, this is the one I'm looking forward to because it's kind of like the end of my week. And it's like my first real heavy session of the week because like my 2 weekday workouts are kind of like, not that they're not heavy, but they're smaller body groups because I'm doing, arms and shoulders are the main focus on my Monday, Tuesday workouts. Even though I do a little bit of like leg volume and calf volume and stuff like that, like those aren't like the focuses of the workout, I guess you could say. So yeah, I always look forward to my weekend lifts because they're the big three, the push-pull legs. But yeah, so solid workout today. I got, pull tomorrow, so it'll be a big back day. But yeah, no, I hope everybody had a good week. Almost the weekend for all the people who don't work the 4-10 schedule like I do. Everybody else, you just got to pull through one more day, and then it's the weekend. What else? Diet's going good. We're hitting the deficit. Like I said, I'm not going to push the growing phase just yet. I'm going to try and get a little bit leaner. So we're gonna, instead of the 4 or 5 month growing phase, I'm gonna do 4 or 5 month fat loss phase. That's probably gonna end early to mid December. We're gonna start adding some stuff starting the 1st. So this Saturday it'll be like when I start actually titrating up my from my TRT dose right now to, I'm still trying to dial in. I think it's probably going to be about 300 milligrams to start of testosterone sip. And I'm kind of just going to assess from there. Just because I was overweight for a while, I do have a lot of fat cells, and I don't want to kind of like blast it too crazy and get a little bit of the estrogenic side effects, just because I do have those extra fat cells, and that's kind of where a lot of aromatization happens. And well, if you don't know, but yeah, that can be an issue. So gonna kind of we're gonna be smart about it. We're not gonna push too crazy, especially since we're in a fat loss phase. Like I'm gonna be in a deficit, so really this is just to help preserve muscle, and if I can get a little bit of lean gain out of it. Just because like I've been training naturally for almost 15 years at this point, because I'm going to be 30 this year. So I think I got actually might be 16 years. I think I got my first Gold's Gym membership when I was 14. But yeah, obviously not, every day for 15 years, but pretty consistently for the better part of 15 years. And I played, high school and a little bit of college sports, football. So definitely not new to training, but you can always squeeze a little bit of water out of the stone, if that's how the saying goes. I forget, but yeah. So we're gonna see how it goes. Obviously, I'm gonna be smart about it. We're gonna be tracking blood pressure. We're gonna be tracking any kind of side effects and symptoms. We're gonna be doing blood work regularly. I think every 6 to 7 weeks, I think, while I'm on. And that's kind of just, I'm a little bit of a control freak. So I don't, sometimes like with a lower dose, you don't have to go and check it that much. As far as like full panels, like some guys will just pull a couple things to kind of track in and make sure things are going, the way you expect. But I'll probably pull full panels just in case. I don't want to exacerbate anything that might be underlying, or you never know. So definitely better to be safer than sorry. But like I said, I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys. because I'm not, I'm not gonna do like the fake natty stuff. It's pointless. I was natural for, my whole adult life, and made the decision now. So we're gonna see what we can get out of it. We're gonna go as far as we can. So, but that's enough rambling from me. Like I said, I got back tomorrow, so I'll see you guys for back day. Everybody have a good Friday.